It's 3:47 a.m. The glow of your phone is the only light in the room. You've exhausted every app. Tomorrow's 8 a.m. meeting is closing in, and you tell yourself to sleep. You can't. You could stay up until 4 or 5. You could quit your job, confess your love, dye your hair pink. The world has handed you a blank check with your name on it. And yet, staring at the ceiling, a thought hits you like a needle. If I can do anything, why am I doing nothing? It's not that you don't want to, it's that you don't know why. We've all been sold this word, freedom. We treat it like the finish line, the grand prize, the light at the end of the tunnel. But when you finally get close, it doesn't open its arms. It hands you an empty exam booklet. Question 1, what do you want? And you freeze. You know what you don't want. The overtime, the pressure to settle down, your boss's face, the mortgage. But after you subtract all the negatives, what's left? This vast open terrain. What's it even called? Is it worth waking up for? Here's the trick freedom plays. It's not liberation. It's interrogation, not a gift, an indictment. It puts a gun in your hand and asks, so who are you going to shoot? You don't have to fire. You can lie in this vastness forever, scrolling at 4 a.m. No one will punish you. But freedom itself is the punishment. Why? Because you can no longer blame anyone else. Once upon a time you had excuses. The system is rigged. My parents screwed me up. I was born in the wrong generation. Anesthetic. Then freedom walks in, pulls the crutches out from under you, stands you up straight, steps back and opens its hands. You realize your legs healed years ago. You're not unable to run. You're terrified of falling. Because if you fall now, there's no one left to blame. This is worse than poverty, worse than illness. So most people stay in their fake cages, playing the victim, cursing the bars while refusing to leave. But your cage? The door's wide open, the key's in your hand. Can you take that step? Let's get honest, you can't, because you've stumbled into a deeper trap. The problem with freedom isn't can I choose. It's why this instead of that. The existentialists called it, you are sentenced to freedom. You didn't acquire choice. You were exiled into it. Every yes murders 1,000 potential yeses. You choose this city, and somewhere, the version of you who chose another city dies. You pick this person, and you kill the entire universe where you grew old with someone else. You think you're deciding? You're committing an endless series of small suicides. Jung would say you read terrified of choosing, because you read too aware of who you are and not aware enough. There are at least 20 versions of you still alive in there. The one who was going to be a painter, the one who wanted to study archaeology, the 17-year-old who swore, I will never become that kind of adult. None of them are dead. Every time you try to make a responsible decision, they scratch at the coffin lid. Not to stop you, to remind you, whatever you choose, you'll have to bury them yourself. Who can handle that? So your brain builds a brilliant defense mechanism. It's not called, I don't know what to choose. It's called, I'm not ready yet. It's not, I'm afraid. It's, let's wait and see. You scroll not to pass the time, but to avoid meaning. If you never start, you never fail. If you never commit, you never betray. You keep pushing freedom to tomorrow. So today you can still be the person who's full of potential. Schopenhauer saw right through you. Life, he said, is a pendulum between pain and boredom. And you, my friend, are using boredom to numb pain. You're using non-choice to dodge the wrong choice. You think you're preserving possibility. You're just diluting every possibility into impossibility. Think about the guitar lessons still sitting in your shopping cart. The wallpaper on your phone that reads, life is a wilderness, not a railroad. You've turned it into a talisman to shield yourself from the truth. The wilderness eats people alive. Railroads tell you where the next station is. In the wild, every step demands an answer. Why does this ground deserve my weight? You don't have an answer. So you pace in place, pretending to warm up. But your body is more honest than your mind. The anxiety, the insomnia, the flashes of rage at people you love. The thoughts you thought you'd buried are now somatic symptoms. Your stomach is swallowing decisions you can't digest. Your neck is carrying the weight of a life you won't lift your head to face. You handed your freedom's bill to your organs, hoping that if you don't check the statement, the debt will vanish. It's compounding interest. Now do you see? Freedom isn't a gift. It's a mirror, not to show you how vast you are, to show you how terrified you are of that vastness. You thought you were chasing liberation. You were actually running in circles from the one person you can never escape, yourself. Here's the unsettling part. Freedom has been quietly rewriting the entire social contract. Notice how the most common diseases of our era barely existed 100 years ago. Depression, burnout, existential dread. Not because people were tougher back then, because they had fewer selves to be. Your grandfather's life script was pre-written. Birth, labor, marriage, children, death. He didn't have to ask, "Who am I?" He was a son, a farmer, a father, a grandfather. The self at the center was barely visible. It didn't need to be, but your script is blank. You have to write your career, your partner, your values, your meaning. These tasks used to belong to fate, to the village, to the state. Now they're all outsourced to you. You are your own writer, director, actor, caterer. Sounds empowering. But writers also get blocked. This is why influencers and thought leaders are so indispensable now. You think you're following them. You're actually hiring them to ghostwrite your life. You buy what they recommend. You wear what they wear. You adopt their political convictions. This isn't consumption. It isn't faith. It's you temporarily depositing your freedom's verdict in someone else's safe. I didn't choose this. They told me to. What a beautiful alibi. You've handed the wheel to a valet and curled up in the back seat, scrolling. The price? You'll never arrive anywhere you actually wanted to go, because you never told anyone the destination. Even more insidious, this freedom outsourcing has become capitalism's operating system. You think ads are selling products? They're selling identities. You think brands compete on price? They compete on narrative. You didn't buy shoes. You bought the trip you've been postponing. You didn't grab a sparkling water. You bought zero sugar, zero guilt, zero baggage. Corporations slice freedom into bite-sized illusions and put price tags on them. You think you're consuming. You're paying penance for the sin of not being able to choose. And so society shapes into a strange theater. Everyone shouting, "Be yourself," while all the selves on stage look identical. Same espresso machine in every vlog. Same bestseller in every podcast. Even anti-hustle has become a hustle. You thought freedom brought you together. It was actually confusion, herding the lost into crowds. You're terrified of freedom with no reference points. So you'd rather press into the crowd, even if the crowd is also lost. At least, when everyone's lost, no one looks lost. But you know this isn't working. Because late at night, the question still surfaces, like a buoy you can't push under. If there's no official answer key, how can I trust that what I chose is right? You've waited decades for a voice from above to say, "Child, you chose well." That voice will never come. Unless you redefine what well means. Let's try something counterintuitive. Don't search for the answer. Smash the question. Everything you were taught about choosing correctly is a rigged game. What is correct? It's alignment with expectation. Whose expectation? Your parents, society's, the mainstream narrative. You think you're choosing freely. You're actually calculating. Which option will get me more approval? You've turned your life into a long campaign of appeasement, appeasing your future self, appeasing an imaginary jury, appeasing some better version of you that you'll never quite reach. But what if the jury doesn't exist? Nietzsche, before he lost his mind, said, "There are no facts, only interpretations." You thought you were discovering life's meaning. You're inventing it. Meaning isn't buried treasure, it's clay. Some people sculpt trembling, convinced they're doing it wrong. Others sculpt with total absorption, and when they're done, they say, "This is what I made." One is called suffering. The other is called freedom. The people who truly figured it out, they're not the ones who found the right answer. They're the ones who stopped believing there is one. Socrates could have walked free. Exile was on the table. He chose the hemlock. Why? Because he believed the unexamined life is not worth living. This wasn't a judgment about life and death. It was a statement of loyalty to his own narrative. He told Athens, "You can take my breath, but you cannot take who I am." He didn't win. He won. Van Gogh sold almost nothing. By every standard, his life was failure. But he wrote to Theo, "The road to the human heart often runs through the barren lands." He wasn't painting sunflowers. He was demanding of himself, "If the world refuses to see what I see, do I still trust my eyes?" He painted until his last breath. Recognition never arrived in his lifetime, but he arrived at himself. What these people share isn't courage. It's not talent. It's that they finally stopped measuring themselves with someone else's ruler. They accepted freedom's cruelest term: no one is grading you. Every word you write, every person you love, every scar you carry, none of it is filed in any cosmic archive, awaiting eternal judgment. The only judge you'll ever face is the version of you on your deathbed. That day, lying there, reviewing the footage, you won't ask, "Did I meet the benchmarks?" You'll ask, "Did I show up?" The impulses you deferred out of fear, the risks you refused because you were waiting for the right time, the journeys you postponed until you felt ready. That's your hell. And heaven? Heaven is the moment you finally allow yourself to press the accelerator and stop checking the rearview mirror. In that moment, you don't need to know the destination. You just need to feel the wheel in your hands and the wind against your face. So here it is, the final revelation. You thought freedom was having options. It's actually having chosen and not looking back. You thought freedom was many roads. It's actually walking this one without constantly gazing at the others. You thought freedom was someday. It's actually now. Freedom is the ultimate punishment because it takes responsibility, meaning, and value, 3 mountains, and stacks them on your back. Then it dismisses all the porters. You can't subcontract. You can't appeal. You can't wait for a miracle. You just carry, one step at a time, sweat on the ground, knees scraped, shoulders bleeding. And then one day, you realize it doesn't feel like punishment anymore. Because you understand these 3 mountains. They are you. Carrying your own weight isn't a sentence. It's a calling. The people who mistake freedom for no attachments. They spend their lives fleeing. Fleeing jobs, fleeing relationships, fleeing responsibility. They flee to the ends of the earth, only to find that the one person they can't outrun is themselves. You can escape everything except your own judgment. The truly free don't flee. They turn around, they face the wasteland, and they begin to build, not because they're braver, because they finally understood the oldest, gentlest truth. A life is not a problem to be solved. It's a poem to be written. Poems don't have answer keys. The only sin is plagiarism, borrowing someone else's desires, mimicking someone else's voice, repeating yesterday's lines long after you've stopped believing them. So now you see? That question you've asked yourself 100 times, what do I actually want? It's not an interrogation. It's an invitation. Freedom is squatting in front of you, holding out a trowel, saying, "Stop looking. Plant something." What? Anything. A plant you've never tried. A sentence you've never spoken aloud. A person you've been afraid to love. A career everyone told you was impractical. A sliver of curiosity about tomorrow. Plant it. Water it. Wait. It might wither. It might get eaten by insects. It might never bloom. So what? You're not the universe's gardener. You don't have to landscape the entire planet. You just need to turn this tiny patch of soil into something you recognize. The rest? Leave it to time. Or don't leave it to anything. Because now you are time, You're not passing through life. You are becoming it. Every moment you choose without apology, every decision you stop second-guessing, you stop being a prisoner of freedom. You become freedom itself. Outside, there are still 1,000 roads. Inside, you are still alone. But this time, the solitude doesn't terrify you. Because you finally understand, this room was never a cell. It's a studio. 4 white walls. North-facing light. What do you want to paint? The brush is in your hand. It always has been.